Hello there, Vault Dweller. How are you settling into the community? I hope you're enjoying yourself and fitting right in, of course. Did you need something? We were just discussing some upcoming expansions of the city, mining a bit to the south for new homes and businesses. You see, we've had a major population expansion recently, due in part to our allies in the Enclave. So we need to keep folks housed, fed, and most importantly, happy. Speaking of which, how about we start one of those expansions to our under-the-mountain city right now? Now, as we're in discussion about what we should be doing with the southern part of the mountain for the city's expansion, we already know what we're going to be doing for the eastern part of the city. After we mined out an absolutely enormous section here, we're going to be adding in a brand new building. This is going to be our Tailoring Workshop. Somewhere where we won't only be making vault suits, but we'll be making all of the outfits as well as other textile items that our vault dwellers will be wearing and using in their adventures throughout the wasteland. Things like that. For our next structure, though, we are going to need to do a little bit of research first, as we are going to be looking into Vault Tech education. That's right, friends, because next on our to-do list is going to be a proper school for all of our vault dwellers to educate themselves as well as the future generation. Thankfully, by the time we got the foundation and the bare bones of the school complete, we had also finished up that research that we were working on. Now we know the inner workings of the GOAT test that will help us determine the future and to be able to educate all of our dwellers, as we had mentioned. We've also unlocked a school desk that will allow our students to better intertwine themselves with the curriculum properly. Now, with all that being said, it is finally time for us to begin working on the interior of the school. Not only the flooring, the lighting, the power, things of that nature, but also, of course, the furniture, as well as the students' workstations and educational areas. Let's take a look at some of those, shall we? To begin, we have our classroom to teach and to foster minds in desperate need of molding and guidance. We'll be supplying them with all the necessities of a classroom, too. Pencils, paper, books, so on and so on. We also have an electronics lab because, let's be honest, the future is computer learning. Our baby dwellers shall grow to be the perfect handlers of terminals and Pip-Boys, tools that will be absolutely crucial to rebuilding this great country of ours. As for our more musically inclined students, we also have several instruments scattered about, ripe to be played in a rhythmic tune or two. And at the center of it all, the desk of the Big Kahuna, our school's teacher. But Overseer, the desk is empty, I hear you say. Indeed, my friends, but you and I are about to alleviate that issue. Who better for this position than none other than my very own father, Shin? He'll be able to help me ensure our little moldable minds are getting a proper, overseer-approved education, if you know what I mean. Now, I will be the first to admit that his resume for teaching and his skill set is less than admirable and less than adequate, if I'm being honest, but you see, friends, this is what we in the business call a nepo hire. That's alright, though, because currently our only student is BU. He's 14, though, so he'll be graduating soon. We're currently working on his musical talents. He is the future of America's musicians, a dying breed, I might add. He's a prodigy in the making. Kinda. He really sucks, actually. Oh well. Obviously, though, credit where credit is due. Many of you guys have suggested a school and that we go about properly educating our youth, and I want to thank you all who left comments. I don't think I could fit all of you on screen at the moment, but I am very much appreciative, and I very much love you for your wonderful suggestions, and our vault is going to thrive because of it. Now, we discussed before, our Vault 13 here isn't just any ordinary vault. We want a pre-war slice of heaven in our city, featuring as many pleasures and conveniences of the old world as possible, including, but not limited to, the fashion and the outfits. However, when looking into the research, it appears to be locked behind a certain type of holotape that we need first. Simple enough, right? Well, it seems that this particular holotape isn't labeled yet, which in turn leads me to believe these are not currently finished as of yet, as the FCP mods are, for the most part, still being worked on. As a matter of fact, none of these technologies of the pre-war have holotapes yet. I even checked in dev mode, and I can't find any holotapes at all to be spawned. I just wanted to mention that because I know many of you are playing along at home. Sorry to have ruined your immersion. Anywho though, we're going to need to manually apply these holotapes via dev mode, so we can begin this research. Seems fair enough to me. Technically, we already have complex clothing and carpet making, so I don't think pre-war outfits would be so outside of the realm and scope of our knowledge. But for the sake of fairness, we are still going to be researching these technologies. As we have our best minds working on the pre-war fashion tech though, we are also going to be doing a bit more mining. A new area where we can add in yet another business that is going to be crucial for our city, and one that I think that is going to be loved by all of our populace. This is going to be our soda pop diner. I couldn't really think of a better term or word to describe it, so that's what we're going to be going with. Not only though is this going to be a place for many of our people to socialize and relax and enjoy some ice-cold beverages, but it is also going to be the place that we store many of the ingredients that we will be also using to create these beverages. I was thinking perhaps we might end up trading them off to the Enclave and maybe some Wastelanders, just any of our allies who'd be willing to pay us, as this could be our main export out of the vault. Let me know what you think about that though in the comment section. Now we can make a plethora of different types of drinks here. Nuka-Cola, Vim Soda, Sunset Sarsaparilla, but one thing is true across the board for all of these drinks. They all require sugar, which is a resource we don't currently have access to. Not to worry though, as we have a solution to this little problem. Just above our new soda pop diner, we are going to be adding in a very small growing zone specifically for sugarcane, which is going to give us, you guessed it, sugar. I definitely would have preferred to grow sugarcane in our greenhousing area, but the planter boxes are far too small, and so the sugarcane must be grown directly from the ground. Regardless though, I think it's still fine, as it's being built in our industrial side of the city at the very least. Not that we're all that strict on that anyhow. A little bit after we had finished this up though, we also finished our research into pre-war casual wear, and our next project is going to be pre-war business wear, the best of both worlds. Business in the front, party in the back, or something like that. With our casual wear finally researched though, we would immediately start using a good bit of our cloth and other textiles to start making some nice outfits for everyone. Right in the middle of doing so, we also finished the research into pre-war business wear, and before you knew it, every single person in the entire city was wearing a nice outfit of their choosing. Wonderful flowing cotton and silk dresses, beautiful breeches and trousers with slacks. Oh my god. If I didn't know any better, I'd think the year was still 2076. Everyone's looking spiffy, jive, dapper even, I would say. And the most dapper of all? Myself, of course, in my nice business suit. Perhaps an overseer should wear a vault suit like the other common folk to try to relate to them, but not me. I need them to know that I am the head honcho around here, okay? Because not to beat a dead horse or anything, but, you know, I'm not just governing Vault 13. I am governing the future of the repopulation of America, and the United Vaults of America as well, okay? I just think I need to really look the part. I'm not going to say that you could call me president just yet. I still think overseer is probably fine, but who knows, maybe I'll campaign in the future. Not really sure how that would sit with the Enclave, though. But enough yapping, though. Let us continue expanding our vault by expanding our utilities of the city here. Next to our sewage treatment and, of course, our reactor room, where we're generating all the power for the entire city, we are also going to be adding in a cremation area, as well as a trash burning area. Not only will this be perfect if and when some of our population end up of dying, but also, of course, with keeping our streets nice and tidy clean, as we get often pile-ups of trash right in the streets, and it's a whole big mess. Now we can just burn it all. Sticking with the theme of tidying up our glorious city, we're also going to start researching Vault-Tec recycling technology that will assist us with, you guessed it, recycling. While we're researching this technology, we're also going to go around the city and build even more trash cans and dumpsters. Now, you might think that these are just for aesthetic purposes. They look cool and they just fit a city, right? Well, you are correct, of course, but they're also actually quite useful, as these trash cans and dumpsters have a certain radius, and within this radius, they will help us clean up trash, essentially keeping everything more tidy. However, this does not assist us with our current toxic waste issue. You see, we've been foolishly placing it into our storage facilities where it has been bursting and polluting the warehouse. Previously, we had been dumping it outside, but since we sealed the vault door for minimal contact with the gross world out there, I forgot to adjust our society to proper toxic waste disposal. Yet another issue for the Grand Overseer, me, of course, to solve. Next to our cremation station, we are going to be building a gigantic freezer, an appropriate place for us to store toxic waste, keeping it frozen and keeping it from bursting. Now, this isn't a permanent solution exactly, but it is one that will last us for a very long time, I suspect, as we have a humongous storage facility for all the waste, and the only thing currently generating waste is our mech recharger for our utilitrons, so we have a lot of room and little waste piling up at the moment. Speaking of which, we're looking into researching the technology of military RobCo circuitry, but to do so, we're going to need good as new RobCo thrusters. The reason that we want to research this is it will unlock a bunch of the different Mr. Handy variants, as well, of course, as the classic Mr. Handy, which I think would be perfect for our society here, and would be perfect to help us with work. But where do we get these RobCo thrusters that we can study, you might ask? Not too far from us, to the west, is an ancient RobCo facility. If I had to guess, or make a wager as to where to find them, I think that this might be an ample choice. And so we'll be sending out a team to adventure through the ruins. We've equipped Good and Rebecca as the new traveling companions of Nellie. More so, we've even given them more appropriate weapons in the case that murderous force will be required. Which is often the case out in the wasteland, is it not? I think it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. The reason for this switch up in our adventuring force is because Hank and Cassie obviously have more pressing issues to deal with at the moment, such as raising their kiddo. The next generation of the nation is of the highest priority, and it would be hard for them to raise their baby together if one of them or both of them are dead. With that being said, we are going to be sending out our 3-man squad to the ancient RobCo facility. And because they are traveling on foot as we normally do, this is going to take some time, so we'll check back in on them in a moment. For now, we are making yet another grand expansion to the city, doing an absolutely massive mining operation towards the south of the mountain, near where our reactor room and other city amenities lie at the moment. As we were mining out this new section of the city, though, we would also finish research into Vault-Tec recycling techniques, as we had been working on as well. I would bet you're pretty darn curious as to why we're building a crematorium as well as a Vault-Tec recycler. As they look similar, they must do similar things, right? Wrong. Well, not really, but anyway, the recycler will be for weapons, apparel, and other things in that range that can actually be recycled for their base components like steel, uranium, bioferrite, the list goes on. While the crematorium, on the other hand, is only for bodies, trash, and things we cannot recycle for their base resources, things we just want to get rid of. Enough trash talk, though, pun intended, as it would seem that our little squad of adventurers have finally arrived at the ancient facility. Per the usual, we are starting out here. Oh my god, something is coming out of this facility and I see it already. I also hear gunfire. Oh, is this what I think it is at the RobCo facility? An assaultron. Son of a bitch. That is insane. Already? We haven't even gotten time for me to do some little speech about how we're gonna infiltrate. Is that at us? Okay, no. Oh, it went back inside. Okay. Holy shit. Something exploded. Oh, here's an Assaultron. Okay, so this is probably the Assaultron that shot it. We have someone by the name of Jim. Is this a familiar face, I wonder? Of the Free Mountain Dwellers from Vault 58. Oh, some of you may remember, but that is where the Overseer Bolin, the filthy ghoul, is from, and that, well, he oversees. Looks like some of her cohorts, apparently, have been interacting with the not-so-friendly faces of the RobCo facility, including this Assaultron, which is trying to blow her up. We could just let her die, but, let's see. It looks like she is a pure human, so we could just take her as a captive, too. That's always a possibility. I'm gonna be bringing our security team down this way. Hopefully she doesn't die. I think she's going to die. Oh my god. Here we go. Okay, well, she didn't die, but that's pretty damn close. She also didn't move at all. Oh god. Okay, so Assaultrons, how many are there? 3 Assaultrons. Jesus. I don't want to go inside just yet. Now here's the thing, we have our non-lethal weaponry, we have our stun guns and stuff, and normally, you know, you probably wouldn't want to use those if you're going to try to kill people, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, against Assaultrons, Protectrons, and I think we have a Mr. Gutsy. Yes, Mr. Gutsy. It might actually be pretty good, because I think it should work similar to an EMP, kind of frying their systems and stunning them for a moment. Is that going to be the case, though? I have no clue. Holy shit, we are already getting targeted by the Assaultron. I'm gonna chuck a grenade. Okay, I didn't even have a chance to chuck the grenade. Please move. Please move. Just in case. Oh no, it's still targeting? Oh, okay. Okay, I was overreacting. I thought for sure it was going to blast right at the door. So I want to chuck a grenade in here. Chuck as many grenades as we can. Actually move. Okay, yeah. We got a little bit of damage in on that Assaultron. Okay, yeah, so it's what I was worried about a second ago, and I thought I was being overly dramatic. This whole damn place is crumbling, by the way. I'm just now noticing we have some Enclave, a scientist and a trooper who are dead, and it doesn't look like they've been dead for very long. I wonder if the dwellers, the free dwellers as they call themselves, from Vault 58 were in a bit of a fight with the Enclave and perhaps set off the facility's automated defense force here. I don't know. I do very much want to take Jem here as a prisoner, though. I think we can break this, right? Yes, some of these are very damaged. There we go. I want to carry her and bring her up this way, hopefully without getting spotted. And Nellie, being a good doctor, should, I think, be able to tend to her to keep her alive, before she bleeds to death. Let's hope so. I'm gonna bring Goody down here, or Good, I mean, just in case. Let's see, Jim, how are we doing? You are very bad shape. You lost your right arm and your left arm. Oh, and your left leg. You are in no shape at all. But luckily, it looks like you're going to be alive. However, I need to put you somewhere, like up here, before we go about trying to infiltrate this place. I actually think maybe we should come up here and kind of regroup and try again. We do also have some type of synth, I think, in here, or an android. A rusted android, so it's been around for quite some time, it would seem. Very rusty. Perhaps, of course, it was, which, I mean, it looks like it's wearing combat armor. I'm gonna pause. It looks like it was wearing combat armor and a vault suit? Yes, a vault suit. So this android almost definitely belongs to Jem here. So it would seem not only do they allow filthy mutated freaks like Boland himself, but they also allow synths, which is disgusting in my opinion. However, this synth could have useful information about Vault 58 that we could use. So it might be a good idea for us to capture Jem as well as that android, if at all possible. First, we're gonna have to try to get past all of these damn automatons, these robots, and we also need to find those thrusters that will allow us to upgrade our mech tech. Now, I do wonder... Yes, okay. So it looks like the Mr. Gutsy is going to have the thrusters that we need, so we're going to have to kill him, and we're also going to try to rescue the android. We'll attempt to infiltrate here. Okay, I don't see any robots in here. Actually, this room seems a bit closed off to the others, with some collapsed rocks, the collapsed roofing, perhaps. Let's see if we can kill the Assaultron. Not near enough. Okay, though. It's already aiming right there, though, so I think we might be able to kill it if we stand out of the way. Here we go. Yeah! All you had to do was trick it a little bit. Oh, shit. Alright, though. Move, 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 move. We need to move. Go, 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 go. Nelly. Holy. Oh, no. Our grenade tosses are less than adequate. I want to chuck one right at the Assaultron here. Okay. We're getting a few hits in on it. Alright. Alright, move, 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 move. Go, 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 go. Oh, thank God. We killed the Assaultron. We killed an Assaultron. We have 2 more left. Thankfully, though, we did manage to avoid getting hit by it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we might be able to kill off some of these Protectrons as well. Oh, the android, he's back. Oh, but he's not going to be back for long. Okay. Oh my God, he's quite the fighter. He is back down, unfortunately for him. Oh shit. Go, go, go. See if I can get a grenade right next to that Assaultron. Oh God. Okay. Thank God for this power armor. It's probably, realistically, the only thing keeping us going here. I don't want to damage and or destroy the body of the android, the synth here from Vault 58, which we did, unfortunately, kill, it would seem. But I don't want to destroy his body like we just did his friend there. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, we put another Assaultron down. Stupid Protectron bastards. Okay, I need to get to cover. Okay, I destroyed my cover. Oh, what is this? I completely forgot about this. We have that unique SMG that we found that was called Justice. I think we found it in the Ancient Chemfuel Refinery a few episodes back. Yes, you can see the traits. EMP rounds, quick reload, and aim assistance. I forgot about it. Why weren't we using this damn SMG much sooner? Especially against robots. Good Lord. What a fool I am. So I'm bringing the rest of our security force down here, though, to help Nelly. Let's see if we can... Yeah, finish him off here. There we go. Oh, and we have that thrusters. We need to be careful not to destroy those thrusters with grenades like we almost did. Okay, let's see if we can move up out of range here. Yeah, we gotta be careful. I don't want to damage any of the stuff here, so we're gonna have to swap from grenades to something else. Our security force, of course, does have pistols that we can use. Okay, move. Thank God. Okay, let's take cover down here with Good and Nelly. Nelly is moving a little too slow for my interest here. I'm afraid she's going to get killed. Okay, come this way. Oh, we put the Assaultron down. Hot dog. Hot diggity dog. Let's move in with our stun guns and see if that'll stun the Protectrons for us. Okay. It's not really stunning them, and I thought it would... Oh, we lost Rebecca. I'm such an idiot. She was out in the open. I was thinking that that was going to stun them, but unfortunately it did not. All right, everyone, take cover immediately. Rebecca, I am so sorry. I'm actually going to get Nelly to cover up here. Good is... Oh, damn. There we go. Finish him off. Ooh, sheesh. Okay, so immediately I need to start tending to Good. Damn it. We lost Rebecca. Most people would be dead already in the wasteland, so I suppose it's, you know, but shotgun blast... to the torso, looks like. Yep, a shotgun blast punctured Rebecca's torso, killing her. Let's get Good tended to. She's going to die in 5 hours if we don't. We did get basically everything we came here for, though we did pay an ultimate price for it. The Overseer is not going to be pleased that we ended up getting Rebecca killed. I am very sorry, Rebecca. What a shame. I should have packed stim packs, but we were completely out, and that's something that we need to work on making soon. Let's take a look at what we have here, though. So we do have the goodies new RobCo thrusters, which we needed. We also have a few Assaultron corpses. Now, I think it would take quite a bit of resources, or research, I mean to say, but we could take them back home with us and eventually resurrect them if we wanted to. We could do the same with the Protectrons too. We also have a few, these are Mr. Handy's dead. There's a Vault Terminal and we have some servers. What do we have here? Scrap pallets. These will have steel in them. And we also have a couple of rusted safes. I think there are some items in there as well. We need to finish off this last Protectron though, and then after before that we need to tend to Good to ensure she doesn't die, which we're working on. And then we need to kill that Protectron and check this out. Alright, let's kill this bugged out piece of shit. There we go. And immediately I'm going to start opening up these safes. Jim is no longer incapable of walking. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Excuse me. Come back here, please. Here's the thing, Jim. Kinda need you to not leave the area. Sorry. Yeah. The Free Mountain Dwellers, Vault 58, very upset about that. Sorry, but I have to do it. Welcome to your temporary room. Let's go ahead and start opening these safes. We're gonna get the materials from these slag piles here. Looks like there's a couple of maps. Could be some interesting stuff there. Maybe some raider gangs or something we could take on and take their stuff if they're useful. Plenty of steel. We do have these component boxes I spotted, and I think we even have more steel. I'm guessing this is where they were actually manufacturing at the facility. So we've got 4 advanced components, 8 normal components, and a holy shit ton of steel, almost 1,000. I doubt we'll be able to carry all that back, especially with the loss of Rebecca. The problem is Jim can walk, but Good cannot. She might be able to walk at some point in the future, but I doubt we're going to be able to carry a lot of stuff home. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so it looks like we should be able to carry Rebecca's body. We're also going to take 1 Assaultron along with the android, the thrusters, and a bunch of weapons and other things. The NCR dollars, that it would appear the Vault Dwellers from 58 had. And we're going to be taking Good along with us. With Jim as well. Okay, I thought so. So now it says immobile caravan, even though it had it where it looked like I was going to be able to carry it all. So we're going to drop some stuff real quick. Yeah, the Assaultron weighs almost 60 kilograms. Okay. Okay, so we have finally returned home, and we've got Jim captured. We are going to have to explain to the Overseer about Rebecca's corpse. But we also brought some other useful things, and it was a successful mission, except for Rebecca dying, of course. So let's get everybody inside, and we will seal the door behind us. Oh, welcome back, friends. Such a joyous occasion to see you all here. I was going to say to see you all alive, but okay. We're going to seal the door, though. We are good to go. Let's get Jem put into the prison. The Vault Dwellers of Vault 58 are going to be quite upset about her being captured. They are just going to have to deal with it, I'm afraid. First and foremost, let us come up here to the laboratory. We've got our thrusters that will drop off, and we also have the corpse of that android, the Synth. We'll also drop off those maps that we got to the Overseer. And if you'll excuse me, I have to explain a little itsy-bitsy issue that happened out there in the wasteland. Yeah. Well then, while I, the Overseer, was busy chewing out Nelly for letting Rebecca die in the heat of battle, Goody found solace in the fact that it wasn't her who got slaughtered by a Protectron shotgun. I gave her a few hours off, given she had almost ended up as a stain on the ground. She can sunbathe, enjoy some nature, anything she so chooses. Alright, Good, that's enough laying around. Get back to work. Rebecca's corpse ain't gonna cremate itself. An honored ending. We should all be so lucky to have our bodies burned in our homes instead of being killed and eaten by cannibals. Just food for thought. Now that we finally have Jim here in our prison, we can go about feeding her and trying to coax her into joining us. Of course, it's going to be best if we take away her armor and this automatic turret on her back, as she seems to be quite the well-trained fighter herself. The perfect addition to our vault if we can manage it, I might add. In the meantime, Nellie is going to be studying and observing these brand new thrusters, which will give us access to military RobCo circuitry as our very next, now current, research project. In the meantime, as we are completing this research, we are also going to be working on a brand new building within the city. This is going to be our armory. It is just below our residential areas and the recreation hall that we had built last episode, of course. That way there's a quick ease of access for everyone to rush down here and to grab any armor and weapons in the case of an invasion. And that is also why it is extremely far away from the entrance of the vault and, of course, our city. That way we can come down here, bunker in place, equip ourselves, and prepare for a last stand, or to beat the shit out of the intruders. Whatever we need to do. Along with that, we have ensured that the perimeter of this building is well fortified and well manned with our security staff at all times. I think that the armor is also going to be perfect because this means that all of our weapons and armor are going to be locked away from anyone that we might not desire getting a hold of it, such as, for example, our slave Sharp. Now, there's a much lower chance of that wrinkly bastard getting any guns to shoot us in the back with. Between our residential housing for our dwellers and our armory, we're also going to be building something of a campsite. Actually, that's exactly what it is. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why the hell would a vault need a campground? Well, my naive friend, I'm glad you asked. Our future descendants will not have the experience or the know-how of the wasteland as we do. So, they'll need practice, especially for very useful skills like firearm training, first aid, foraging, or whatever foraging they can do, of course. Many useful skills that they need to develop, and we now have a place where they can develop and train those skills. Its proximity to the armory is also very important because our security teams are the ones who are going to be training them, of course. A bit of time later, we finally finished up that research into military circuitry, now allowing us to create our own Mr. Handies. In this particular instance, we are going to be assembling 3 of them, which will take a couple of days. We're also going to be building a synth pod for the dead, rusted synth that was tagging along with Jim. Not to worry, my friends, we'll find out any information this little rust bucket could be hiding in his hard drive. We've got our best minds on it, as a matter of fact. And my dad's here too. Go get 'em, Dad. Speaking of which, by the way, we also already enslaved the vault dweller known as Jim. The doc checked her out. She's got perfect organs, pure human genetics, perfect for birthing the next generation of the US of A. Once she comes around, that is. She's unwaveringly loyal to her vault, unfortunately, but perhaps we could look into some brainwashing technology to show her the light. It's a lot worse than it sounds. Did I say that right? Oh, and she keeps saying her friends from Vault 58 are going to track us down and murder us all and rescue her. Right. Listen, lady, if your pals come here, they will end up in chains or drowning in a pool of their own blood. And that'll be well before they get to our mighty, impenetrable door. So you had better hope that they don't come to rescue you, for their sake. Nah, what am I thinking? That'll never happen. And even if it did, we would be completely safe here under the mountain. Yes, indeed, we'll be completely fine. Worst case scenario, and word has it that Vault 58 has access to their own nuclear stockpile. Assuming those bogus rumors even were true, what is the purpose of a vault? Yes, exactly, to survive a nuclear fallout. We'll be fine. You worry too much. But perhaps I'd be able to put your mind at ease by showing you some wonderful art made by our good friend Kin King, who you can find on Twitter at Kin the King Art, and who has provided us with some wonderful artworks of Ezra, of course, in his jolly little vault suit. I think that this would be a good depiction before he became Overseer, and we also have some really good art as well of Sharp, I always love Ken King's artworks and the style with it being rat-based, but I have never seen a rat-based ghoul, and I am absolutely in love with it. A massive thank you to Ken King, as always. I always love their artwork and everything that they create for us here, but I also really appreciate it because I think it gives us a great visualization that we normally don't get with the kind of standard 2D-ness of RimWorld. Other than amazing artwork, though, we also have some other good news. The synth that is rusted all to pieces, going by a combination of letters and numbers, is almost fully restored, and it would seem that our Mr. Handies are finally assembled and ready for action. These new mechanical companions are going to be absolutely stellar for helping us keep this vault as a well-oiled machine. Pun intended once more. If you guys have any names for our new Mr. Handy robots here, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. And I meant to mention it last episode, but I forgot. If you also have any names for the baby dwellers that we're having, feel free to leave those as well. Much appreciated. Without a second thought, though, our Mr. Handies immediately got to work cleaning up our streets and working hard around the city. This is that pre-war convenience and luxury that I was talking about so many minutes ago earlier on in the video, and it's exactly what we need. And perhaps best of all, there are so many different types of robots that we have yet to even research, and so many that we currently do have research that we can create. The possibilities are endless. But that, my friends, will have to be next time. I'll see you later.